Okay, so this is what happens when you don't do a video for a month. I was watching yesterday Miss Linda Jo, and I'm seriously behind on Floss Tube. Just you know, my family doesn't mind if I watch Floss Tube when they're around. Maddie's a huge reader. Ryan's not a big Ryan's not a big TV person at all. Doesn't really enjoy. He can watch, you know, 1 or 2 shows, and then he's like, yeah, he has to go do something in his room or do something else. And they'll watch Floss Tube with me, but I don't like it because they'll ask questions. They'll ask questions, and you know, then I have to like pause the video because I don't want to miss what's being said in the video, or they'll make comments that I don't know. It just bugs me. So when I have people around, I don't get a lot of Floss Tube watching done. So yesterday, it's really fun because Maddie came home a week before Ryan, and so I had a week of kind of dedicated time with her. And then she went back to school, and as hard as that was for me, and as much as I miss her, it's been nice to have a week of dedicated time for Ryan. And especially because all of Ryan's friends also left to go off back to school, and his girlfriend is specifically left to go back to school. So he's been around a lot more, and so we've had some kind of dedicated time. And he made me dinner last night, and it was delicious. We've had a lot of fun just kind of hanging out together. But yesterday he's been on this big kick to like completely redo his room and like clear it out and redo his bookshelves. And we are big readers around here, and so my kids have a lot of books, and so he was just completely clearing everything out. And so I thought, well, I'm gonna stitch and watch Floss Tube. And so I was watching Linda Jo. She had recorded which is pretty Southern, and she had recorded I think on Christmas Eve, and it was one of those videos. This happens a lot to me when I'm watching Pam stitching between the lines. It happens with Ingeborg. It definitely happens with Vanna. Who else does this to me? Julie McConnell. I'm trying to think. There are many people that do this to me, but sometimes I'm super relaxed, you know, stitching away, watching Floss Tube. Oh, Jen Reagan does this to me all the time, and so does Marlene. And people will start showing projects, and I literally start to shake because I want to do that. Oh my gosh. I have that. Oh, I haven't worked on that, you know, and I literally will get shaky. My heart speeds up. It's embarrassing. Well, Linda Jo was not showing necessarily cross stitch. She showed some cross stitch. It was gorgeous, beautiful. She's just everything she does is beautiful. But she's been doing a ton of knitting and crocheting, and I really haven't been in the mood. And you know, and it's like this, you know, I get in the mood for something and I go crazy about it, and so I was like, literally paused the video, put down my cross stitch, ran upstairs, got some yarn, got some needles, and this was nothing that she was doing, but I just started an Afghan. Just out of nowhere. So this is a corner to corner. This is actually for a baby Afghan, but I'm going to do it as a big Afghan. Let me see. I think I might have a picture of it on my phone. Oh, it's probably on my iPad. It's just a corner to corner. So you start out casting on one, and I started with this pretty gray. And Linda Jo had talked about that she used to be a purist about yarn. Sorry. I'll wait for them to be down and cut this part. That she used to be a purist about yarn, and she's realized that, you know, when you make something for a baby, for example, you want yarn that you can throw in the laundry. And so I had found this yarn at Hobby Lobby. It's their Yarn Bee brand, and a couple years ago, I bought a bunch of Yarn Bee brand and I hated it. It was awful, but I thought I would give it a try. This is new. It's Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek Low Pill Fiber. So it looks like that. And so this is going to be, gray is going to be my main color, and then it will have stripes of kind of this deep burgundy, a pale pink, and kind of a medium pink. I had actually started a shawl with this yarn over Christmas, and I don't like it in this yarn. I think it needs to be in something a little bit lighter. So I may, and this is just crocheted, I may, I think I'll rip all that out and do the Afghan instead in that. And anyway, so yeah, so and this will be good. I'm really glad I started that because I can take that with me to the doctor's today, and that'll be something nice I can work on while my father-in-law's, I have a feeling, I really have a feeling he has kidney stones, and they're going to end up admitting him. I don't know. Or it's something worse. I mean, he woke up with the pain in the middle of the night. I don't think it's going to be nothing. Okay, so that, and then I have a couple of quilts going upstairs, and I have the winter edition of the primitive, not primitive cross stitch, but oh, I wish I had brought it here. It's the like primitive, what is that magazine called? Quilts, Primitive Quilts and Other Crafts. That's not what it's called, but it's something like that. It's one that has, it'll have a quilt, it'll have rug cooking, it'll have punch needle, it'll have a cross stitch piece, all kinds of felted stuff, you know, really neat stuff. And there's every project I want to do. That pretty much is how I feel. I think that's a quarterly magazine, and pretty much every season it comes out, I want to do something from there. But anyway, so those are my projects. Stitch Away next week, I probably won't film before Stitch Away. And then, yeah, so this weekend I'm supposed to go to, Ryan has never seen Maddie's dorm room. He has been up to Sioux Falls, where she goes to school, once early last summer for orientation, but hasn't been up there since she's moved in. And so she came up with the idea that maybe he and I should drive up some point, and he's got stuff today and tomorrow, and so the plan is that we're going to drive up on Saturday and spend Saturday and Sunday up there. Brian's got basketball to coach, so he's going to hang back. But now we're supposed to get snow here on Saturday, and as much as I love snow, I'm a big chicken about it. So depending on what the snow chances are tomorrow, right now they're 50% in Omaha Saturday morning, which may not be a big deal. Not supposed to snow up in Sioux Falls. So depending on how far reaching that is, like in other words, how far north that storm is, tomorrow I may have Maddie come home instead, and because she's done with class at 11 o'clock tomorrow, so she could actually be home by like 2 and spend the whole weekend with us. But she really, really wants us to come up there. So that I'm not sure about that yet, but that's kind of the tentative plan right now, is that Ryan and I will go up Saturday. There's a really nice Home 2 Suites hotel just up the street from the university, and so we can stay there, and that, you know, you have a full kitchen, but we'll go out to eat and you know, get some snacks and, you know, just pal around Sioux Falls. There's a few things we can do. I told the kids I really want to go for a walk. I don't care if it's freezing cold. Let me let the dog in. I don't really care if it's freezing cold. Just before Christmas, I started, actually early in the fall, I started having some kind of funky hip pain, and but it wasn't happening necessarily with walking, and I do a lot of walking, and but it was making walking really difficult, and it was kind of hit or miss. It would happen, you know, just like out of nowhere, and every once in a while, and it would go away, and you know, it was just really bizarre, and I didn't really think too much about it. And over Christmas, so it's probably starting the week of Christmas, it kind of came and didn't leave. And New Year's Day, we had plans with friends, and but it wasn't like so severe that, you know, it just hurt. My right hip just hurt. And you know, I'm 51, and people are like, yeah, that's when anyway. you fall apart. You fall apart, and I feel like I take pretty good care of myself, and it's just, it's so frustrating. I don't feel 51. That's part of my problem. And so New Year's Day, we had plans with friends to have dinner at their house and play games. Had a marvelous time, marvelous dinner. And so I cooked all day because I was going to bring several things over. And by the time we left to go to their house, I was in so much pain. And got to their house and had a great dinner, and pain. I couldn't get comfortable sitting, and we were playing games, and finally we just had to call it. We had to leave. And so the next day I made a doctor's appointment, and I went in last Friday, and she looked at it and she's like, well, it could be about 10 different things. And so she did an x-ray and called me Monday, and so I have arthritis in my hip. That really surprises me. And here's the thing, it's not in my hands, and no sign of it in my hands. That's kind of always been my big fear, is that by the time I'm to that point in my life where I'll have unlimited time to do all the craft things I want to do, I won't be able to, because I'll have arthritis. My grandmother had horrible arthritis in her hands. I'm adopted, but I met my biological mom and her family when I was 21. And so my maternal grandmother had terrible arthritis. So it's not in my hands. So that's okay. So anyway, she prescribed an anti-inflammatory, and I've been taking that, and it's made all the difference in the world. Like, I've had almost zero pain, and so this week, and so that's made me really happy. So I told the kids that as long as that continues, I really want to walk in Sioux Falls, and I don't care if I haven't walked in like a month and a half. I don't care if it's cold, we'll just bundle up, and there's a beautiful river walk, and we'll bundle up and go for a long walk, and I really want to do that. And then shop and eat and shop. And I managed to maintain and not gain weight over Christmas. So that, well, I think I gained about a pound, but I lost it immediately, and then lost a couple more pounds this week because of that procedure and how sick I was. And so yeah, I'm doing fine, and I won't go crazy, but I'm gonna enjoy our time, and then we'll take games, and we'll play games in the hotel, and then at night, and yeah, so it'll be fun. I hope we get to do that. It'll be fun, and I'm just gonna try to deal with the snow, and hopefully that'll be okay. So that's everything, guys. 3 videos. I'm so sorry. I hope everyone's doing well. It's been so fun seeing everybody's plans and projects and what everybody's working on, and hearing about holidays. I love that kind of stuff. I love hearing the personal stuff. Wow, I love hearing that kind of stuff, and getting updates on family and all of that kind of thing. And I got some wonderful gifts from people, and lots of great cards from people, and had a wonderful New Year's card from Ingeborg. I don't think I've ever gotten a New Year's card before. It was so sweet, and I just lots of great stuff. So I'm so thankful for you guys, and yeah, just Happy New Year, and talk to you soon. Bye, guys.